millennial or Gen Zer who's tired of being misrepresented in media? Are you a seasoned vet in the game of life who can't seem to understand the new proper talent taking over the game? Or are you simply looking to be entertained? Well, look no further than the Youth Speak Out podcast, the YSO podcast, a podcast for the youth, by the youth, being a voice of the youth by giving a voice to the youth. We don't know how the other podcasts do it, but at YSO we got two rules. Speak your truth and hear our youth. That's our youth, who are outstanding, unique, and refined. Hosted by Christian Buckmeyer, Ashton Gates, Andrew Buckmeyer, Hannah Thompson, and Manuel Lyons. Created by Amber Lyons. It's a healing pain through the arts production. The YSO podcast. The realest and best podcast in the game.
If I'm the first person that somebody thinks about after they just got out of a situation, I'm honored.
Came across.
But there's a difference. There's a difference. Sometimes it's about convenience, and sometimes it's like I'm fresh out, so I'm about to go get what I want.
And nine times if I'm what they want, then hey,
you never know. That's a great point.
Nah,
That's a great
they
point.
might think that
But you might get your feelings hurt.
Well, if I don't have feelings in it, then I won't get my
But what if
feelings.
you don't know you're the rebound though? What if
You would know.
You gotta be aware.
You over here singing.
You gotta be aware. Because even if you don't know like them like that, when you get to conversing about
I don't want to be no
they past relationships, like you should be able to get the timeline back and realize,
or you would. I feel like you would have some knowledge of that person to know.
1, 2, 3.
Wasn't you just? You know what I'm saying?
But a good question is, what's the grace period to consider not a rebound anymore?
Ooh.
Because like if you was with someone for 5 years. I'm looking at you crazy if you pop out with someone for the next 6 months. Like, you need to sit down.
The half-life of the relationship.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
2.5 years?
The half-life.
I'm supposed to be down 2.5 years because I was with Shorty for 5?
Man, you gotta remember what it's like to be single for those 2.5 years. And then, you know what I'm
remember after
saying,
the
you're gonna
first
be like,
month.
oh yeah.
You give it a 30 days.
After the first ones, I remember like, dang, this what it feel like.
And you gonna wanna go back?
Is there a statute of limitation? So, all right. Say you dated a person, right? Mm-hmm. And a friend of that person you dated is attractive. Is there like a statute of limitations?
Say it one more time.
So
you date somebody,
but
but you want their friend.
Right? Is there like a statute of limitations to where you, or is it you just can't do it at all?
You should never be able to even get with a friend if you want to.
First of all, there's lots of different.
There's a
lot of different. There's a lot of different contexts to that very scenario.
Are there?
The seriousness of your relationship, the seriousness and like the seriousness of their friendship.
Yes.
How you know the friend, like if you know the friends exclusively through your partner.
Yes.
Like there are lots of different contexts that change.
So which context are you referring to?
So hypothetically, right? Let's say you were just talking to that person. And then the friend is attractive, and you like, well,
just talking.
Okay.
What you gonna get mad at me for?
Wasn't none serious. Wasn't none.
Did you guys have sex?
No.
Okay. Then it's cool.
Even if you have sex, I feel like if it's less than a relationship, if it's less than a serious relationship, I think you should just let that be the green light.
I'm still gonna be a little salty.
Because for me personally, with me and my eyes, if I wasn't in love with her, she's free game.
Recording.
If you weren't in love with her,
if I wasn't in love with her, she's free game.
So you saying like if you let's say her dated some, we can bleep it. Mariah dated somebody, and they were just talking or whatever, and a couple months go by, homie dives in your DMs. You just deaden it completely, or
I would dead it, but me and Mariah have been friends since we were 11 years old.
That's like
I would never want to touch anyone that she's ever even been attracted to. Like that's not. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's not.
That is different when you've been locked in that long.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's not different because if
it's weird.
That's weird.
To me,
if it's flipped in reverse, like if I'm talking to a girl and it don't go nowhere, one of the homies like
dudes
be
are
my
different
guest.
though.
How is that different?
But I think
girls
men are universal.
She's loving the crew. She's getting passed around. That whole thing happens all the time.
Well, it's not like I had sex with the girl. We just conversed for a couple of days, months, weeks.
Niggas talk, and niggas will say that. I mean, it might be cool to y'all.
But it's also like, I've had many situations where my homies have like tried to slide me their ex things. Like they're like, hey yo,
I've
like
heard that.
they literally be trying to oop me. They
I don't
old,
think, but
they
you don't
old
know his
Johns.
friends too. So
Yeah, my friends is different.
and
My niggas is too
I know
outside, to be
exactly
honest.
Who, I just thinking, I'm like, yeah, he did.
These niggas is different, to be honest. But I mean, I think in general, men like have like kind of. We treat that a less seriously than girls. I know girls who, if I slid in your homegirl DM and she dubbed me, then I'm a dub for the whole friend group. And we didn't even do that. She dubbed me. Why?
That's
She dubbed me.
So why is that an issue?
No, it's not an issue. It just makes you unattractive. I'm not attracted to you anymore if I knew you tried to slide on my friend.
Yes.
I can't even look at you like that.
Do you think your friend is pretty? That's why you friends with her, probably because she pretty. So I thought she was pretty, so now I'm at fault for having the same opinion as you.
It's like the whole thing, like, okay, he chose her first, now he's just coming for me because I'm the next one in the friend group. Like, I just don't.
But you don't know the psychology, and I'll explain why. I was having this conversation with a female friend of mine, and I was saying how if I've ever seen a group of girls together, I've never walked up to and tried to bag the one I think is the baddest.
Nope.
I always go for the one who looked like she would probably like me the most, which is usually the one who's like, if it's like a group of 5, she's like number 3. I'm like, yep, let's go to that one. You was my dreams. You was really what I wanted. But she dubbed, so I was like, man, let's shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. Let's go to the real one now.
Because
that is a good explanation, but still, no. Me personally, I wouldn't do it because now you're ugly to me.
I commend you for that, because if I see a group of girls, I'm not going to bag any of them because they act different when they're around their friends.
That's a fact.
When they're by themselves.
I've only successfully gotten like interest from one girl when she was with her friends, and it was because her friends were gassing me, and it was because her friends knew that I could rap.
Oh dang!
I gotta.
And they didn't know me; like they just knew I could rap.
If we out with, like, if I'm with a group and you with a group, then I'm gonna pull you to the side, or I'm gonna try to catch you another time in the streets on the flip, or. But I'm not coming by myself to a group of girls. Like,
I've learned that.
I mean, does that even happen anymore?
No, I retired from that game at like 14, 15, 16.
Yeah, nah.
now with social media, you don't have to do that anymore.
I'm
Be like, oh, of course, when you're
Why are you
when you
at
at the gas station?
Of course, they never stop. That's their job. This is what they do.
Your mom can pump your gas.
Yes, all of that.
Men at the gas station are there simply so your girl is grateful. That's all they're there for. She better be grateful.
To boost her ego for the day.
Exactly.
To be honest, I think
You still answer my
dudes that
question.
hang out at gas stations.
Who are you
are
trying to look
criminals.
fine for?
Most definitely.
So dead.
Myself?
She done got her silk press.
She stopped at the shoes. So.
I mean, she comfortable. She comfortable.
You're right.
You just know we can see your feet
You're
in
welcome.
both shots.
How you
Oh,
doing?
you can?
Feet.
Of course we can. They ain't even on the
You already
ground.
know we gotta do kicks. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get the kicks.
How is everybody though?
I'm hungry. I had a
hungry
trash
too.
beginning to this day, so I'm melancholy.
Is
at best.
cyberbullying real?
No.
Cyberbullying?
I have an unpopular opinion that cyberbullying is not real.
What did Tyler the Creator say? Just close your
He
eyes.
said close the computer.
Oh wow!
Cyberbullying is only real when it gets into like catfishing, like stalking type situations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we can.
Even then, you have a block feature.
All right, y'all ready to kick off?
Let's get it.
Man, you already know what day it is, what time it is. You already know how we giving it up. I like to welcome you back too, but if this is your first time, then allow me to welcome you for the first time to the Youth Speak Out podcast. YSO podcast, man. Podcast by the youth, for the youth. Being a voice to the youth by giving a voice to the youth. This is season 2, episode 4. Season 2, episode 4. And you know what I mean? I am your host. You know, with all of the juice possible, just contained within me, aka God's favorite. You already know it's your boy, Emmanuel Lyons, Saint Even.
Throughout your little spiel, I was trying to figure out who I'm gonna be today.
Why you always wait till the last minute?
I don't know either. I don't know if y'all watch Your Honor, but I do.
Your Honor.
Your Honor. It's on Showtime.
That's a battle rapper.
No, it's a.
It is a battle rapper.
It is. It's a show on Showtime. It's actually pretty good. This show just ended. Without trying to spoil anything, I'm gonna be Adam just because.
Adam from Your Honor.
Yeah.
Cool.
From Showtime.
From Showtime.
Showtime.
From Showtime.
I'm sorry. In honor of Snowfall return, I want to be Franklin.
That's why I was. Never mind.
I don't care.
It's
returning.
coming back very soon.
It's coming
It is
back.
returning.
The boy Franklin Saint.
Did we
I
just
don't
skipped
know.
over Ashton?
No, I'm letting him go.
Oh.
I don't know. When does it come back?
I think
It's either
March.
this month or next month.
No, it's this
No,
month.
it's like in like
A couple
a
weeks.
week.
Oh, so
Because Damson Idris posted like 10 days, like 4 days ago or
you know
something.
how mad
like
I was when I found out he was from England?
Wow.
I knew that before I ever saw Snowfall.
Because I
So-
keep getting upset because I be feeling like we get outacted when it comes to things that have to do with America.
Well, for one,
Like all American, even though football wise the acting sucks. But
I just don't like the acting on that show in general. And I know someone on it. Shout out to her. She doesn't.
is it Coop?
No.
I wish
I think Coop is the most insufferable fictional character ever.
Cool. Which one's cool?
He said 1 week a day ago, so it's like premiering like next Friday or something like that.
Coop is the one that raps.
that's
Yeah,
the
the one that was on
Spencer
Empire.
best friend. I just, she
I was
just
gonna
gets
say
on my
the D
nerves.
word, but I'm not gonna say
I
that.
don't.
Why?
I really don't. She just gets on my nerves.
Oh wow.
I don't watch All American like that.
It's a good storyline.
It's a good
But
storyline.
the acting's
I heard
terrible.
Coop keep
brain went.
Spencer always trying to like save Coop.
Yes. Yeah.
And so
Yes.
he end up in harebrained situations.
Yes.
Yeah.
I ain't never even seen
And then
it.
he's always like, my daddy left. Cool,
Aside
bro.
from the things that I see on social
Tati,
media,
it's
I don't
a
know
mouse
enough.
right there.
What? Oh,
Keyboard mouse, ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay.
No
It's still
vermin.
recording even. when,
because I
Yeah.
really thought
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Hannah. Don't do that.
you're doing it again.
Don't do that.
Johnny wanted to
Him.
Sorry.
He's always
Sorry.
coming for my character.
I'm sorry.
Get off her body,
She
bro.
said stop.
My bad. Go ahead, sis.
Oh, it's your turn.
Oh, it is my turn. Hi, everybody. It's Ashton.
Hi, everybody. It's Hannah.
Okay, so we're from the valley today. So you may
So kick off, man. Oh man, so it's February 18th, man. And I only mention that because first thing we're gonna talk about is February 14th. You know, we just coming off the heels of Valentine's Day.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black
Yeah.
History Month.
Of course, yes.
I can't
Black
believe
History
they let
Month
that
this
white
week.
man win the Black History Month.
They didn't let him do nothing.
Are y'all
Look,
referring to Tom Brady?
Yeah.
as somebody who has played
What was they
football,
gonna do?
as somebody who has played football for a good portion of their life and understands the game a lot, the Bucks played the best game they've ever played the entire season in the Super Bowl. That is the
They
only
kept
thing.
getting better.
Exactly.
Number
which
one
is an issue.
and number two.
When you finish the year 10-5 and you're the third seed, you know what I'm saying? You're not really, nobody's like, yeah, they're going to the Super Bowl. But you have Tom Brady and an outstanding defense. So
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes did all he could, but it was a dub.
Super Bowl.
They played
Yeah.
the best game ever.
The defense is outstanding.
Phenomenal.
Did you watch it?
They locked.
Yeah, I did watch the Super Bowl.
They took away both Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Something
Travis
that
Kelce had like
these-
6 catches or something like that.
no, he had like 2.
Oh, then I saw both of them a lot in my brain because I remember
he
them
had like
often.
2 catches. I don't. Aside from like, he probably did have like 5 or 6, and they were just like 1 or 2 yarders, but he didn't have any meaningful catches.
No, yeah,
You
absolutely.
know what I'm
not.
saying? And then the first time they met, Tyreek Hill had 300 receiving yards. And if you don't know football, that's a lot.
Well, that cover two,
Yeah,
nothing was happening.
They said, and then Ndamukong Suh and them beating up the line.
JPP was the
I miss
real. Who? Sue?
No, JPP.
Oh,
That was
He-
Black History Month
yeah,
right there.
JPP
If anything,
was-
the entire defense,
That man
because
got
not one white man on
7.5
that
fingers.
defense.
They got
7.5.
They got
Yeah,
black staff too.
he
Fireworks.
I know, but I thought he lost 1.5 fingers, which would leave him with 8.5.
1.5.
he
he
said
said
7.5.
Ew. I don't know why one more finger just made that really different for me.
He used to play with a club on his hand, which I used to think was amazing. They used to like wrap it up in like what they wrap
Really?
gas in.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, it was like tape. It wasn't like carbon stuff.
yeah.
See, Hannah, he has 3 fingers.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
he missing something. He like
And
a
he
team.
still be getting around that old line.
He made it look
He was
too
looking
easy.
like prime him though during
Yes.
Super Bowl. Like,
You know he's never lost in the playoffs.
really?
Yes?
Yeah, he's undefeated.
Oh wow.
That's a crazy accomplishment.
That's criminal. How does
Good
that
for
happen?
him.
You know something
Whenever
also
he
that's
gets
weird?
there, it's all the way.
Patrick Mahomes and what's that man's name? Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson had the same first 3 years start. They both lost in the playoffs their first year, won the Second Bowl in their second year, and lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl in their third year.
Yeah, but Russ was way closer to winning it than Patrick Mahomes was. It was a play away.
I really want to know who called that play.
Pete Carroll. No. Dan Quinn.
He got fired?
Duh.
Wait,
He became the head
Falcons coach?
Yes. He was the man who called
I feel like
that
the Falcons.
But then you can't blame the Falcons' loss on him. You got to blame that on Kyle Shanahan. Because Kyle Shanahan was the offensive play caller.
I blame Dan Quinn. But here's why. You're on the 1 yard line with arguably one of the best running backs in the game. Hand him the football. And then
his whole thought process was they're expecting us to run a
Arthur, you see this and you hire him as a head coach?
Yes.
No.
And let me tell you the reason, and that's the difference between having him as an offensive coordinator and the head coach. Offensive coordinator, you lose the game on the last play. You lose the game in the entire second half. That's another point. This is a complete difference. They could have foreshadowed something like, we'll pass.
I think the greatest moment of the 28-3 comeback is the Falcons being in field goal range. And it's like, okay, we're clearly going to get this field goal. And it's third down. And they draw up a pass play. And the pass sacks Matt Wyatt out of field goal range. Like, that was the best moment of my life. I watched, I was like, I was like, this drive's going to be the one. Like, it's all our momentum. It's not going to matter. And we sacked him out of field goal. I was so happy. You can't, this is so storybook. You can't make this up. It was
that was
wonderful.
a horrible night for me.
That was a halftime show?
Huh?
The Abels, yes. How did y'all feel about that? Because it was very mixed reviews.
I
Abel.
liked it. Who is Abel?
Abel Tesfaye, The Weeknd.
Abel.
We're real tight. Okay, me and him way back.
I don't listen to The Weeknd.
When Sidewalks was saving his life, I was on them. Okay, so we go way back.
Yeah, he was listening to The Weeknd when nobody knew what he looked like. Like when
When his Tumblr phase, when he was just,
How did y'all like it?
I enjoyed it.
I really liked it.
Yes.
I thought it was so good.
What is the meaning behind his whole thing though? Of what he's trying to, I don't know.
It has something to do with you want like what
Are
he
you
said.
referring to like the whole red suit?
Yeah, from like the award show.
That's a
all the way to
character,
Super
right?
Bowl.
Yeah, it's a character. A lot of it's like a commentary of like the industry, Hollywood, LA, and like his life specifically when he was in LA.
Oh, okay.
Because now he's moved back to Canada, and like that's really important to him, as it is for most people who end up moving out to LA. They usually end up moving back home because LA's terrible. So a lot of it's due to that. A lot of the clothing and stuff, like they're homages and like very specific references to like old films that he loves, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I know is a big inspiration. Casino is a big inspiration. So there are things like that. But if you're specifically referring to the entire saga throughout the music videos and stuff, I don't have like, I guess he's made commentary toward it, but I don't like have it chronicalized in my brain. Do any of y'all?
That is what I heard like from the regular media, and then there's all the conspiracy theories.
Right, of course.
The conspiracy theories are a little bit like they make a little bit of sense, but conspiracy theories are always that. And it had like basically everybody was saying that his attire was made to mimic how the tethers were in Us. And when you have all of these people coming out and they all of their faces are covered, it's supposed to like be insinuating something about clones is what they were talking about. And I'm just like, that makes sense, but like how does that help the how does that help
telling us
evil?
that he is a clone?
I don't know. Like, how does that help the cause for for them? You know what I mean? For the people who what I'm saying are supposedly the ones who are orchestrating these things.
Right.
And it's like, that I could see why he would see that, but then at the same time, it's just like he just did something and they could have been just like, let's have 1,000 of them run around. I don't know. Maybe it look cool. I don't know.
Right.
But that's aside from what his team and like people that he has given that type of statement, but I don't know, man.
He's interesting.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists of all time.
He do be rocking.
That man's music's phenomenal.
I feel like the Often flow is like top 10 flows of like all time.
Yeah, it's really gorgeous.
That's all.
Yeah, he did it. Him and Future took that same flow and did Low Life wonderful.
Low Life
and that is
so
my
good.
favorite.
I've wanted a collab project from them for like so long. Like I've always been like that would be the most perfect thing for me.
Facts.
I mean, not probably for like any of the women around me, but like definitely for
I was
me.
gonna say most definitely.
I'd probably be like toxic for those 2 months while it's in heavy rotation. Yeah, we finished the intro. We didn't finish talking about Valentine's Day. We started and then
Valentine's
They tried to escape from it. That's right.
Valentine's Day. How was everybody's V Day?
Man, I
Did
don't
you do
have
anything?
a PS5. Valentine's Day was canceled. I'm kidding.
Okay, so how was your Valentine's Day really? Because
Jokes.
Did y'all do anything? You know what I mean? How was the day? How do you feel about the day? All that jazz.
I went to church
Damn,
Oh, yeah, it was a Sunday.
because
The
it was
whole
a
day?
Sunday. No, not the whole day.
Oh.
I mean, in the beginning of the day, I went to church, and then after that, I went home. I watched
What did I do?
the newest Attack on Titan episode, and I fell asleep.
So you're lonely. You
Yeah,
have no
very
Valentine.
much,
Okay.
very much so.
Thank you.
So, women, hey,
nice.
how y'all doing? You feel me? If you know what I'm saying? If you out there and you single too, and you lonely just like I'm lonely, just hit me up.
Any eligible
Say
bachelorettes?
he is a very eligible, handsome bachelor.
Facts, and if you can't see that,
for a beautiful young
I
lady
can't say what I want to say
who
because
is
my aunt's right
holy,
there.
Holy.
and maybe some other things.
Nah, I don't need that. I need you buck wild. I'm
It's balance.
Facts. I'm
Balance is
docile,
always good.
humble.
That is true.
Who gonna turn up on the waitress for me when they get my order wrong?
Exactly.
That's why I need you. Find me.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
probably
what
like
you do?
the only benefit to
chilling, I
a
ain't do
girl.
nothing.
What did I do? I went to Korean barbecue.
Ooh,
Korean barbecue.
that's where you cook it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a tattoo.
Oh, really? What's your tattoo?
It says cash.
Oh, cash.
Ah,
That's your name in my phone.
Cash money
Really?
and everything around
Cash.
me.
It's been there for like years. It's
And
crazy.
yeah, that was pretty much it. Hung out, got gifts, gave gifts.
That's
What'd you get?
I feel like
What'd
you're a
I
good
get?
gift giver.
I got some jewelry. I got all the stereotypicals: stuffed animal,
Right.
chocolate, flowers,
Chocolate.
all that stuff.
What kind of
Candy,
jewelry?
What kind of
Pandora
jewelry?
bracelet.
Anklet.
Ah. What?
The thing I said 2 weeks ago when she said me and Andrew like looked right at each other the moment she said it. Oh, man.
I love insiders.
Yeah.
Hannah, what'd you do?
Let's see, which side of the story should I give?
What you mean? Which side of the story? Hold on.
Is there a good side or there's a bad side?
No, it's a good side. It's a good side. I mean, I hanged out with my friends. And
You
we,
what?
You
I
hung
hanged out with
out.
my friends and
You
we
hung
cooked.
out.
Hung
cooked?
out with my
No,
friends.
Just hung. There's no ED.
So
No, it's not
hanged out. No,
Hung out. Hung.
I
H-U-N-G.
don't know if people say hang out. No, me and you just hanged out.
No, we just hung out. We just hung out.
People say hang out when it's in the future tense, but the past tense is hung.
Okay, but I hung out.
Okay.
There's no ED. It's H-U-N-G. Hung out.
I'm clipping it.
I'm about to cry.
My fault.
I hung out.
Girl.
There we go.
Hung.
Yes.
I hung out with my friends. And I got an edible arrangement for my boyfriend. And yeah.
What fruit was in the edible arrangement and were they chocolate covered?
It was chocolate covered strawberry.
Fire.
Wow, all of
Fire.
Yeah.
Shouts out to him.
That's so cute.
Real one.
I saw my fault.
So my significant other and I, we celebrated Valentine's Day Tuesday before because her sister's birthday is on Valentine's Day. So we exchanged gifts. I got her a Pandora bracelet, like roses. Was it a dozen? It's 12. So I got a dozen of those and then some regular flowers. I got her a coffee mug because she likes coffee. It had a little stuffed animal in it. I got
How big was the mug?
Right. That's a big mug.
It was a small stuff.
Okay.
come on.
Sorry. This is a bigger.
This is very reminiscent of drugs.
The same thought. It's like, why would it be a mega mug? It would be so much more sense for it to be a small.
What's the thing? Yo, what is the thing? Is it a furnace? What's the thing? With
What?
The top.
A thermos?
Thermos?
That's not a mug, though.
It's not a mug.
It's a thermos.
She likes coffee because she
You are
likes drinking out of a mug.
Unintentionally.
Sometimes you be so smart. And
And then
Like
got
you
a-
said, balance.
a regular stuffed animal that says "Our First Valentine," and then I got a card
so cute.
with a gift
Ew.
card.
What did you say?
That's adorable.
Yeah, and then we went out to eat. We went to Vortex on
Okay.
The one in 5 Points?
Midtown on Saturday, and then Sunday was her sister's birthday.
I
So,
got
yeah,
my
it was
boy some
nice.
Timbs.
Yeah,
What type?
I got a Duke hoodie.
What color?
Some Timbs and some.
Duke is my favorite
the
school,
regular,
so.
That's
The
brown-
butters?
I was,
The brown ones.
The butters?
Yeah, those. I got him those. Yeah,
The ones that
Timbs
look
are
like
not cheap.
they're not. I've never realized how expensive Timbs was.
Then
What?
wait, what you get your boyfriend?
When I get him? I got him some new pins for his Crocs. Dang, what else did I get him? I got him a gift. Dang. I don't even remember. I got some underwear that he asked for. I got him a handmade card because that's what he asked for. Gave him some money.
Wait, you didn't make it?
I made a card, yeah.
Oh. I
That's
thought
so
you said
nice.
you got him a handmade card.
Oh, and I can't say the other thing that I... Because, yeah.
Oh, that?
No, not... It's just...
The thing that they give every
No! No!
Oh,
No,
thanks,
it's-
babe.
you repackaged
Does it start with an L?
Again.
It starts with a W or
What?
M or a G or a
Okay.
lot of letters.
MMG? What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? You got him a
when
Rick
Hannah
Ross
said
CD?
edible?
Yeah. I figured
Okay.
once it wasn't the regular, the usual.
I had the same thought y'all had, but I just like let it ride out to see.
Me and
I
he
was just
didn't.
like,
We looked at each other like, what?
It's like,
That's not what I'm trying to
then she
say.
said arrangement. I was like, yeah, those exist. I forgot.
You was at work.
Valentine's Day, the whole day I was at work. I worked open to close, and because I work at an escape room company, we get a lot of couples regularly. So Valentine's Day was like the Super Bowl for us. We were busy galore. It was one of the most taxing days physically on my body that I've worked. This past weekend was just really bad. I celebrated Valentine's Day Saturday evening. Saturday morning I worked, and then Saturday evening, she's not my girlfriend, but me and a human.
I was about to say.
Okay.
I took her to Skyline Park.
Oh.
is that the jumpy one?
fancy?
Is that no? Skyline Park's the roof of Ponce City Market.
Oh, I know what
With
you're
the
talking
games and
about.
stuff,
I'm
right?
thinking of Sky
Super
Zone.
cute. What's that
I've
up
been
there?
up there.
Yeah,
is
we
really
went to
nice.
Skyline Park. We played games there and stuff. And then when we left there, we had our gift exchange. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Aww.
That's nice.
So cute.
My mom got me crab leg.
We don't know what that means. Yeah, I'd say more emotionally. Mentally, hold on, she be watching these.
Which brings me, funny you say that because when I was getting dressed for the par, right, I was watching YouTube videos and the song "Your Mind" still came up. And let me just tell you, that song and that video is mad toxic, right? Like you telling a woman, forget him, you mine still. And he
You're
pulls
still
up to a wedding.
yes.
It's India Love getting married to some man, and he's like walking down the aisle. You know when the pastor says, "Do you object?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's coming with me." And the man is just looking
And
like,
they run.
and they go.
Wait, what song?
They run.
Your
Your
Mind's
mind
still.
still, Young Blue.
You're still
For Drake?
mine. Still.
You never heard it?
What? Oh,
Listen to it.
Your mind
I
still.
wanna
Your
go
Mind
to
Still.
sleep. She angry. Wow, that's crazy.
Really? Song before.
That's my jam.
That's
When that dropped, I was like, oh wow, perfect timing. Like,
you hear the Drake?
When he came in and started,
And I know
doing
it's
what
like a
pretty face, pretty tendon.
Those are the type of
Pretty
you
tummy,
know
no
them type of
lessons.
hugs.
I can't
Yeah, I
say.
can't say none of that next part. The same ones I get to women when I know I used to,
Yeah.
and I know they with they
never
nigga
heard
and they never brought it up. I'm
promise you
down
never.
these days.
You probably haven't, but
Down
it's a
here.
very good song. You should listen to it.
Yeah, that song is amazing.
It
But
is
yes,
amazing.
it is toxic
very
vibes.
That's
toxic.
a very toxic song.
I feel like that's how I would
done
be,
so
though.
well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, when that song first dropped, it was my anthem.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, yes, Young Blue, absolutely. Let her know. Don't go start no type of life.
Facts. Because I'm gonna pop up at the end of the aisle like.
I'm definitely the person though. Like once you've like moved on. Like if you have a whole new boyfriend or a new dude,
I don't want you to be happy.
yeah. Oh, I wasn't gonna say that. I was gonna say at that point, like even if I still want to be with you, like I could never let you know that. Like I have to be cool on it.
Yeah.
But like if you're still in the stage of talking, entertaining, whatever the case may be.
See, this is what I do. I'd be like,
I used to be like that.
I'll ask questions like, so when y'all get married?
Nah, that boy petty for real.
And don't let us say we
Why
not.
do you-
No time soon or we not. And I'm like, wait a minute. So my mind is automatically thinking, so is there like a
chance?
rift in the relationship? Like,
So is this like only if you were the one who initiated the breakup?
no.
So regardless of how the breakup happened,
Yeah, if I still
gonna
want
try to
you,
slide back.
Yeah.
Have I ever double back?
That is.
I'm a double backer.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm a double backer.
I think
I
you
don't think
know
I'm
better
a-
than
I
anyone
don't
how
think I
much
double
times
back.
I
Me and the girl I dated in high school dated like 5 times.
That's not okay.
You know
What?
I will spin the block.
Over.
I'm a double backer for sure. But that's because majority of the time I'm getting broken up with, and I don't want that to happen. Like, I still want to be with you. What is you talking about? Come back for you. Another chance. What is it? All of that.
Yeah.
Once it was even my relationship at high school, the last time we broke up, I did that breakup, and I still was trying to double back after that.
Wow.
But then,
Like, you know what?
but then I was like, but
Don't
then I
say
moved
y'all.
on and I started, you know what I mean, talking to other people. But then I still wanted to double back.
So once you're done, you're done. There's no.
Once I'm done, I have no feelings for you. That's it's cut. It's
But
over.
that's you usually breaking up though.
I'm always the initiator.
That's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
When you
that's
get
true.
broken up with, it's a different
If I
vibe.
think I would go crazy. I probably would be.
For sure. Exactly.
So you've never experienced anybody breaking up with you?
No.
A lot of women don't, bro.
You haven't done that?
Most women
Real
don't.
talk, a lot
always
of women do
initiate.
not get broke up with. I know girls our age and even older, they've never been broke up with, never been cut off, nothing.
Man,
that's
I'm
why
so
a lot of them
disappointed.
like
And not just because like they could be good girls, they could be bad, trees, toxic. It don't matter. Like girls do, they
Girls
really don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm really okay. Now I'm really interested to know like how.
Because
Because
it's amazing.
You beat them to it.
Yes.
Beat them to
It's a competition.
Okay.
Okay, let's hold on.
No, real talk. It's really because like, well, a lot of times why I broke up with them is because they did some like BS. I was just like, I'm not finna
exactly.
keep going back and forth with you with this. Like, once you done it, I'm
That's
done.
different.
Because we're not like,
Okay.
we're in a relationship, but we're not like, I'm not trying to get married to you, except for this one. Now this one, okay, maybe I'll think about it. But the other ones, I did not think about it. Like, you did this, okay, that's it.
So y'all are
no
one
second
straw
chances
type of
for you?
girls.
No second
I'm
chances.
not one. Well, it depends on what the one thing is.
It was only
But
one
I'm
dude I
very
gave second
low
chance to.
tolerance. I don't put up. I don't
Jesus
like putting.
gave
I don't
God
have
second
patience. I don't.
chances.
That's
I
good for
think
Jesus.
that's the thing.
I'm not him.
Well, you were made in His image.
Yes, I was. That's why I gave one person a second chance.
She said, "That's the God in me." That's
Oh,
crazy.
Hannah is hilarious.
I will say that I think the bar for women to end a relationship is lower in general
It's
than
way
the bar
lower.
for men. I think
it's so lower.
I think if most dudes the first time, like I know a girl who her policy is if she's with you, her mind and spirit should never lean towards breaking up with you. The moment she feels or thinks about breaking up with you, she does it because it shows her. If dudes broke up with girls the first time we wanted to end a relationship, all relationships would be a week because girls get annoying quick.
They mad annoying.
And the first time you like really get on my nerves, I'm like, why did I do
But
this? And
what do you guys consider annoying? What's annoying?
It depends.
you.
Come on. Don't do that. You know.
The things that annoy
I would like
you.
to know what's annoying.
The things that annoy you.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Have you
life.
seen-
Things that annoy
Have
me,
you-
I try not to do to other people.
Have you seen that TikTok of the girl who sits down while her man's playing TikTok and
Let me
she's
ask you
like,
some
I mean,
questions.
2K, and she's like, I'm going to ask you 14 questions. And then by question 3, he's like,
Come on,
First of all,
man.
she sits down and she's like, babe, I'm going to ask you 14 questions. And he says, man, kill yourself. And then she's like, come on, I'm going to do this for the video. By question 3, he was done.
Granted, this was a man
Flippant.
like
I
straight
think
out
I
of
just have
Atlanta.
very
Like,
patient men.
And he said he was
Probably
straight
2K
off
though.
work and all of that.
Yeah.
yes,
Like,
he was
he was
exactly,
not
that
on
was
the
exactly
move.
what he said. He's like, I
Repeat
just
what you
came
just
home,
said.
just got off
I
the
said I
game.
think I've had very patient men.
You probably just attract a certain type of man.
I do.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question though?
What?
The guy before this one, why y'all break up? I
You
told you I
asked
seen him
before.
at what's the name?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he did something stupid.
Oh, okay.
Why are you asking people to put their business out on record? It's on wax,
He's
bro.
not gonna see this.
You don't know that.
It's a podcast.
Exactly.
If he does, oh
It's still
well.
on wax.
What's he gonna do? Fight me? Come on now.
We outside
I
again.
don't think
We
it
broke up so long ago. That was a whole year ago. I don't care about him.
Well,
year is not that long ago.
That's long enough. Literally,
That
a week
was not
after
a
is long
year.
enough.
That was a year ago.
Hey,
It had to have been like a year. Some
Wait a
change,
minute.
right?
Repeat that.
What?
For me to forget. Okay, that's for me personally. I will have been thinking about this breakup for 2 months. I'll give you you have a time span to fix
That's
it.
a lot of women do that.
So by the
As
time
a
that I
person
break
who
up
just
with you,
got
I'm
that.
detached. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
It's like we had this talk. Don't ever talk to me again. We're moving on.
Okay, so
I'm
you
not-
don't stay friends with your exes?
I have
No.
one ex that's actually my friend, and that's because he was just a great person.
No.
I have a question, and the reason why I have a question is because every time I've been broken up with, I ask them, do you want to remain friends?
say
And
no.
they always say yes.
Why?
Here's the thing that doesn't get me. You broke up with me knowing I still want to be with you. Then you say you want to remain friends, but then it's an issue when I'm like, I want to be with you.
Yeah.
Just weed me out your life then.
Why hasn't happened to
That is a
me?
fact.
Well, of course, but I'm just saying, like, why is it that some women
It's like,
will stay friends?
honestly,
The one
it's
ex-
for access. No lie. It really is. If you're being completely
like it.
honest, somebody will say, "Oh, it's just because we've been together for so long, it'll be so different." It's literally just have access
So
to
it's
them.
cap.
It is.
Well,
It is cap.
the one-
You
the
mentioned
one-
you still
manipulation
care. You still care, of course, but logically, you know, you shouldn't be friends with this person right now. At least give it some time.
Yeah.
If you're going immediately, it's because you still want to feel like, oh,
That's
they still
part of-
care about me.
Yeah.
If I get lonely and I just wanna one day, I know that we're still cool. It's not beef there.
That's why I
The
don't
one ex
think
I
you should
remain
be
friends
friends with your ex
with right now.
at
So
all.
I guess it worked out.
You said the one what?
The one ex I remained friends with right now. So
But then that kind of proves even
That
further
proves
points.
her point.
Yeah.
That proves
Because like I'm
Does
keep
it
it
count?
tall.
Because we dated in middle school, so I don't think it really counts.
But I'm gonna keep it tall. Like
I count that.
for me,
That's life. People be like, oh, like if I dated you in high school, that don't count, bro. That was life. That was a part of your life.
first of all,
Just
I know
because
a
you
lot
were
of
young
people
and
saying that,
stupid.
and they was getting smacked by the person they was dating in high school.
And
if
that's
you
a
was
part of
getting
life.
smacked, then it definitely counts. Because you
trauma-
if the
trauma
if the
definitely counts.
like you out here,
Yeah, that's stuck with
like
you, bro.
come on, bro.
You left
It
with
count.
baggage. You are considerably different.
If that relationship has
Not
a
saying
lasting
y'all should be
impact
beating
on
people.
you, then it counts.
Facts.
That's a fact.
There are
Yeah,
definitely
I
people
agree.
who I do not remember.
And lasting
that I-
impacts don't always have
You know
to be
what I'm saying?
traumatic.
I wouldn't have said
Like there's a girl
Yeah.
I dated in middle school, and the reason why she has a lasting impact on me is because she was the first girl who was my girlfriend. Well, actually, never mind. I was not about to finish that sentence. Never mind.
Oh, well, since we on this topic though,
But it involved bosom.
we got
Just so that people have an idea. But
we gonna talk after.
I'd be forgetting my mom's like the person who's over there.
so because we on this topic, the promo that we did from the last pod talking about when Andrew said yeah, because
you
you
trespassing?
trespassing, the cheating thing. I got a lot of feedback in my DMs about how men cheat more than women and blah 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 blah. So I wanted
Men-
to pose the question: do y'all think men cheat more than women? Me personally, I don't think so.
We
I
get
don't
caught
think it's
more.
more.
No.
You
Yeah.
guys literally
it's
just
the
say
same
caught
amount.
more.
As
It's
a-
not
as a
the same.
whole-
Absolutely.
Honestly, I think it's probably more women because we know that we won't get caught.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
feel
it's the
like-
same amount only because of the fact that I know a lot of dudes who are cheating on their girl with multiple women simultaneously. And not say women don't do that, they do, but for women it's usually one
One
other
at a
person.
time.
Yeah.
And
Because
so I'm counting each chick you're smashing outside of that a different cheating. So that's the only reason why I think it's even. But I think in
Yeah.
frequency, women
I
cheat
think,
more.
I think it's. I be feeling like. So I feel that when a man cheats on, with another girl, whatever. Sometimes, if that girl meets that other girl, which is the main chick or whatever, and y'all got beef or whatever, then she will say, that's why I've been, doing so and so with your man. Then you find out.
Facts. Women be
With
snitching.
girls, if a
Big
girl
definite.
was to have sex with another dude and what did I just say? And your main dude and your side dude meet each other or whatever. It might come out, but that don't usually come out
Keeping
like
it
that.
down.
Nobody say
9
nothing.
times out of 10, it won't because of the fact of just how we're wired as like genders.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I think
I got a few reasons why.
it's a lot of reasons why.
I feel
But
like-
if we being honest, it really just has to do with one, how we're wired, because how we're wired is how we approach going into cheating. With men, 9 times out of 10, it has to do with lust, and it's like just
Yeah.
for
See, I was just about
a
to say,
momentary
women take cheating
gain.
too far. They be falling in love.
And it's not that they
think
take it
it's
too
not
far.
that-
That's just how they are. It's how they're
not
wired.
falling in love with them all the time. It's
Not all
even
the time.
just
It's not
that.
always.
There's a lot of women
It's
that
a
can
lot more
detach.
falling out of love with whoever you're with than falling in love with somebody else.
Just break up with me.
Which
But
is
I
the
think
I agree.
It's
Yeah,
true though.
But it's not always falling.
I know I remember one time my man's he was down bad because he found out his girl was cheating, and his girl was like cheating, and like the lies she was having to tell to cover her cheating were extravagant because the cheating she was doing was extravagant. Her and her side dude went out the country together. Like this pre-pandemic, like they were she was basically in 2 relationships, but the one with my man's was the one that started first, so that was her main dude. So when he found out, he was distraught. Mind you, he cheated on her multiple times up until this point, and she knows this. But every
So
girl
she
he
just cheated back.
every girl he cheated on her with, it was like a one-time smash. He didn't, and he was so broken because he was like, if you're in a whole nother relationship, just leave me. He's like I get, okay, yes, I cheated. He was like, I was having moments of weakness. You having moments of extravagance. Like him and her had never even
She was
traveled
just way
together,
smarter than him.
and she went out the country with the side. So he was just like distraught, and we was just sitting there telling him like. We was understanding, but at the same time, we, bringing it down to, of course, the brass tacks of you have been doing her wrong, yada yada do. But then he said something that was potent, and he was like, "Bro, none of those girls right now that I ever cheated on my girl with even have access to me." And he was like, "I broke up with her this morning because of when he found out." And he was like, "She's with him right now, and he knows it because her friends also with them and like was on Snapchat."
Wow.
He was like that. He was like that's what broke him. Like that's her dude now. But that's been your dude. But
That's her dude.
He was down bad about that. And that was like the
boy.
crux. Like at that moment, I was like, man, like it's not universal. So these I guess recently, commentary about women, and value around women have been making their circulations. On one side, Boosie. On the other side, B. Simone. B. Simone's comments were basically about how women will have all these standards for the man that they, what type of man they need and want, and then they don't meet those standards themselves.
Right.
She was, of course, giving her examples and making jokes, but you know what I mean? She was just making the point that a lot of women want a man who, if this is the man you want, that man doesn't, like, you don't even deserve him because you requiring things that you can't even bring to the table. Boosie's comments were very different in how he was talking about the value of women, basically saying how Lori Harvey is a celebrity pass around of sorts. He didn't use that exact jargon, but
he doubled down on it,
what
too.
he was saying was basically that a woman like her is only going to get cuffed by a simp, someone who's not like essentially a real nigga is kind of what he was trying to get at, which is why she's with Michael B. Jordan. When people came for him, he doubled down and was like, look, if you want to idolize that, you can, but you idolizing getting smashed by 6-7 dudes in a few months. And then he was like, if that's what you want to big up, that's cool, but y'all big up
Allegedly,
the woman who
we don't know.
Right. But he was like, yo, big up the women that do that, but the woman who stand by her man when he mess
Was she
around.
on Game's list?
What?
What?
Lori Harvey?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember, but I don't think she was.
I don't think she was.
She was probably too young.
That list was crazy though.
Yeah.
We being real.
Yeah, it's definitely.
India Love was too young.
Lisa Ray.
India Love
She was 19.
She was 19.
I mean, for him, yes, but I'm saying.
at the time,
Yeah,
she
she
was.
was-
Legally, she wasn't too
Yes,
young.
yeah,
legally,
I was just making sure.
Morally, she was.
I was making sure to make that distinction because recently there have been allegations about the game being a slighter on teenagers.
I would not be shocked.
I wouldn't either. Who's gonna tell him no?
Or at least back in the day
Well,
when he was.
back to the Lori Harvey thing,
Most
though. If
definitely.
they are faking it, they're doing a very good job.
They're
That man
faking
rented
it.
out
I
an
mean,
aquarium.
he's an actor.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I'm still waiting to see the movie he's gonna push.
Right.
Off of this.
Hardball Part 2.
I think he just put. Yeah.
I wish I had a hard object to throw at you that wasn't my phone.
I'm sorry.
Anyways,
RPG, baby.
for sure.
IG baby.
RPG baby.
PG baby. Yeah.
Um,
But what?
I want to know though, definitely Hannah and Ashton, what y'all think about both these sets of comments as women and as young women.
Go ahead, Hannah.
I feel like what B. Simone said, I feel like it's really true. Like I was watching this. It's a dude named his name is Kevin Samuel.
Yes.
And he does that. Is ruthless, bro.
That man is the
like
devil.
when you watch this stuff, it's like it kind of make you feel bad, but then when you keep listening, it's like okay, you making a lot of sense. But I feel like when people were bashing like B. Simone and stuff, I feel like women. Not all, but some women, they really get upset when a woman is agreeing with a man on some, or going, how can I explain? Because a lot of women is like always like,
Misery loves
man ain't
company.
this, man ain't that.
For sure.
When a woman is like, not saying that about a man, it's like I feel like it's always just like
You're supposed to hate men with us.
right, and I feel like
No, we
I feel
look
like
at
that's not the case now. I feel like you have to, like somebody has to let you know, and that's very true what she was saying, because a lot of women be wanting these high standards or whatever for a man, and they don't be coming with it at all, which is why sometimes they still be single. But that's in my business. And then Boosie, what he said is kind of true too.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Like
neither.
I feel okay.
Toughness.
What with the part about her being passed around to different men or whatever, and how was he saying that she was being passed around to different men, and how women are
Specifically industry men,
Yeah.
I think was the point.
That was
industry men, and women are what about her?
like
idolizing.
women praise and idolize her, but
Yes,
then
I feel like that. I don't feel like they
Her
should
roster
do that.
pretty good, too.
I don't feel like they should do that, because when it is a woman that is, let's say she does get like cheating on her man, does this or whatever, stuff like that, the other women, they be looking down on that woman and stuff like that, and because this woman is being with all these different industry men, it's like, oh, she's this, she's that, la la la, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, she got all these men, but it's like at the end of the day, that's not cool at the end of the day. I don't know. I feel like women be trying to do what men do, and I feel like men, they can do that type of stuff. Women, they truly you can't do that type of stuff as a woman. Like I'm just gonna be really honest with you. Like deep down, maybe Lori can. I think she
Lori got
probably taking a little break.
bag.
I feel like
She's different.
she might take a little break in between them and like get herself together. Then it's like, okay, I'm back on the next one. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like women can be like men and just be like, oh, I'm with this dude, that dude, this dude, that dude, and just be strictly that, nothing
You don't
else.
think they could be on a Rolling Stone status?
No, like, because men and women are totally different people.
It's double standard.
Definitely.
Ashton,
Whole
your
thing.
thoughts? Ashton
My
with the silk
thoughts-
She
press?
got a tongue load. I just know it.
Okay, so for the B. Simone stuff, for me personally, I think generalized statements are already very triggering for me, so I'm a little bit biased. But in general, I don't think that anything she was saying was inherently wrong. I don't think that it's fair to make that statement about all women, just like I don't think that it's fair for people to make statements about all men. So I don't like the way that she got her message across, but the root of it, I was like, whatever, cool. If that's, I guess, yeah, that does happen both ways. I just don't think nobody wanted to hear it from her. Understandably, because I don't like her.
Yeah.
You don't like
Exactly.
that?
Coming
That's
from
funny to
her,
me.
it was just really, really bad. And she just said it in a very, like, derogatory, like, mean way instead of, like, oh, maybe you guys should really just think about what I'm saying. But she just said it like she's looking down on these women who do that. Like, she was just being rude about it.
I don't think it's more so looking down. I just feel like okay,
Her delivery was
Yeah, it's not what she said, it's how
Her
she said
delivery
it.
wasn't like
Delivery was
the best.
bad.
Like it was very like I don't know. It was off, yes. But I do feel like now would be Simone. But I do feel like sometimes people try to give people like I don't want to say the benefit. It's not the benefit of the doubt. What am I trying to say? Like, you try to be nice to people when
Objective.
you're
Give people
saying
an
stuff.
inch and they
And
take
I
them
feel
all
like, if you want the truth, if you want it, not saying that people want it because they probably didn't want it.
9 times out of 10, nobody.
They didn't want it from
They
her.
don't.
Like people, I'm talking about Kevin again. People be coming to Kevin stuff and they be wanting the truth and all this other stuff, but like they can't take the bluntness of like just the straight cut, whatever it is. They just like they want people to be. You want somebody to kind of ease
Sugarcoat,
into you,
yeah,
sugarcoat
you know
and
what
stuff. It's
I'm
like
saying?
you don't need
Spoon-feed
that
it to
because
you.
you gon' not get what I'm trying to say. If I tell it to you blunt, you're gonna be like, dang, that's harsh. But then if you think about it, it's like, oh, but she really talking about something.
I definitely I get like where both of y'all are coming from, and I think the disconnect in like the community of women comes from the fact that there's like an unhealthy obsession with hating men nowadays. Like feminism has turned from
It's
equal rights for women to a lot of women being actually like hating men for no reason. And the
Somebody
gist of it comes in where you have women who seek male attention, and then you have the women who like don't care for male attention. And 9 times out of 10, those viewpoints are
totally different.
Yeah, are what clash
Antipodal.
and are what cause women to turn against each other.
Yeah,
like 9 times out of 10, at least from my perspective, because like this whole what she's talking about and what Boosie was talking about had everything to do with relationships.
Yeah.
So like, especially coming from B. Simone, the fact that everybody just like already wrote you off, you know what I'm saying, as far as like an influencer in the first place. Why are you on my screen right now? That's why I definitely understand, because I was just like, why is she on my screen talking about women?
I seen a tweet that said my phone died and this video's still out.
Wait, why did B. Simone get cut off though?
Because she
plagiarized her book. And now,
Did y'all
after
see
this,
that thing though? How they was talking about it was a list or something like that. It was like she plagiarized a list. Like it says something about what is your
It was
list
from
or
her
whatever.
book.
Yeah, from her book.
Yeah.
And it was like they said they plagiarized it.
Yeah.
I understand the plagiarized thing. I get it. I understand. You legalize. I do. But I feel like it's a list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Write your list down, and it's just a list. Like I mean, I didn't know that shit till that list.
But if I'm selling
Like
an affirmation self-help book,
she could have edited something a little different. She could have
she
did
used
that.
the same font and everything. She just stole.
I know
She
same
stole the
fonts.
book.
I just saying, like, if it's just a list, like, why would we complain about the list?
I was gonna say
And
this
it was the
before.
whole book.
The
She
whole
plagiarized the
book.
whole
Essentially,
book,
yeah.
cover
I
to
thought it was
cover,
just
and
a
it didn't even
list.
stay together.
No,
The
Yeah,
covers
and it was
was
crappy
bad.
quality.
It was bad.
It was just a bad book.
Well, dang.
Yeah, it was bad.
I was rooting for
It was a
you.
bad business deal. I don't know who.
I mean, it got her to her M though.
True, but
It did get her to him.
is she still there? You think?
Maybe.
Look, man,
I
that
don't know.
pandemic that hit people.
I don't like seeing her in Desi videos.
I
be
do.
like, yo.
That's probably the only place I do enjoy seeing
I
B.
don't be
Simone
like,
is in
I'm
Desi's
like, yo,
videos.
Desi, you could have found somebody new.
Dead.
She,
I do like. I like him
Get
and
out
Pretty
of
V more though. Him and Pretty
Pretty V
V
is funny.
probably are his best duo, and I
That's because
have
they
liked
both from
almost
the
all
hood
of
for
the
real.
girls that like I liked his videos
I
with
miss
Candace.
Brooklyn.
I would like his
That boy
videos
with
with
the
B.
Cedar
Simone. I
Rose.
liked his videos with Brooklyn, but him and V,
I miss
like that Waffle House one. I've seen that too many times. That exact thing. Like literally, I watched a couple argue because she said she wanted Denny's. And my thought was, not IHOP. I literally said to my friends, not IHOP? Like, you wanted Denny's?
I
Like,
wish a girl would yell at me about some Denny's. You would rather. That's okay.
I've never had Denny's, but on the West
That's
Coast,
like the
they
Cracker
love
Barrel of
Denny's.
breakfast.
I've always thought that. And I think Bojangles is the Cracker Barrel of chicken spots.
Yo.
I've always thought that all my life.
That's it. I never
I've
knew what
always
it
thought
was.
this.
It's definitely Bojangles.
Bobo.
Them Bowberry biscuits be busting though. No cap. Sorry.
I've never had Bojangles or
had it once.
what's it called again? Denny's, and they're both on my bucket list to have just because
Really?
just because I have opinions of them, not because I want to eat their food.
I applied to Denny's once, and I definitely believe the lady that handed me the application was racist.
Probably.
And just out the look she was giving me when she was handing it to me, I don't even think she knew she had a look on her face.
Now I have a question because I saw a tweet that was talking about the Boosie thing, and the tweet basically this isn't like verbatim, it's a rough paraphrase, but it was saying how Boosie is saying how Lori Harvey's value, is less because she keeps, she's going around sleeping with all these men, and it was basically saying like men need to figure out what it is about them that sleeping with a man devalues you.
I saw that.
And like why men are projecting their lack of value onto women. And I was like, I thought the tweet was funny because
I
it
did
was
see
worded
that.
better. So I was like, this is funny. And so I retweeted it. But I wonder if for as long as we've all existed and then some, sleeping with a lot of men has made you a hoe, slut, yada, loose, fast, which of course has made you less, to people less than respectable or lower value woman, whatever the case may be. And of course we know the double standard of that not really being the same for men, even though I don't adhere to it. Hoe is genderless and
Big facts.
almost all my homies are hoes and I be telling them every day, use a hoe.
Right.
But regardless, do you think that there is like some correlation or like, I guess what would be your commentary towards the correlation to the fact that we associate women who sleep with a lot of men as lower value?
I will say first, Hannah made her point, and I completely disagree.
Oh, about the Boosie thing.
Yes, about
That's
the whole
right, you
thing.
didn't comment on it. Yeah, go
Because, okay, to me, personally, I don't really like the statement, women can't do what men do, because I don't see the difference. I don't see why a man should be allowed to play his field, do whatever he wants, sleep with all these women, which to each his own, and be praised for it or not be looked down upon for it. But women are called hoes, sluts, whores, like all the whole nine. It's just not fair. So I think whatever Lori wants to do with her life and her body is up to her. And if she wants to keep dating all these rich niggas and keep flipping on them, do whatever she's doing and getting her money, then kudos to her, because there'll be plenty of women that are out here messing with the same amount of dudes but not getting anything out of it. So I'm proud of her. Good for her. Because I could be doing the same thing and getting nothing.
Yeah, shout out to Khadijah.
So whatever.
That is.
No one. So if you're a Khadijah watching this, that was not about you. I just chose a ghetto name, and I'm sorry that your mother alley-ooped you like that.
You called her straight.
I understand, like, I definitely understand and get where you're coming from. Personally, when it comes to, like, this whole ideal, it comes down to the fact that it's not a problem, but men and women aren't the same. And now, I'm not saying that we should be praising men going around doing what they're doing, because like you said, hoe is genderless, and I believe, and I'm of the same idea. You can be a hoe, and I've definitely told my friends the reason why this is happening is because you were a hoe. So you cannot like be upset at the fact that this is happening. So I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, oh, men can do whatever, can do stuff that women can't, because that's not the case. It's that we were just built different, simply. The fact is, we can impregnate people, and you guys can get impregnated. So what that entails is, technically, we're the not dominant gender. I don't want to say that because it like gives a connotation that I'm not trying to do. But for lack of a better term, that's what we are. So like when you have a woman who is the lock, she's the one who's supposed to be fiddled with, that clinks open. You feel what I'm saying? And we're the key. If you have a lock that can be opened by a lot of keys, technically that's a bad lock. If you have a key that can open any lock, technically it's a master key. That's how people start.
You can't get out of my face.
I'm just saying that's how people
Crazy analogy. That analogy got y'all. That's -10 to women right there. That analogy went crazy.
Because like I'm just saying that's the way people see it in society. You know what I'm saying? They usually, if you're not taught as a young man to see women as something other than a possession or anything to something to be conquered, something to be conquered, you'll understand that like, okay, this is a person. I'm not like, this isn't something that I'm just knock down, I got a notch. Knock down, I got a notch. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that's how most men think. So like when you think about men doing that, in their mind, I have conquered this, and this. If I live in this town over here, right, and I knock down Susie, Telly, and Keisha, and all of them is beautiful, bad, and beyond, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna look at me like I got something going on because all three of these women allowed me to do that to them. Or I got to them to like me enough to want to have sex with me.
I think that's another thing. We've all,
allowed.
Yeah, we've all, and it's wild because boys and girls are both raised thinking, like being taught the same rhetoric about how sex and relationships, but of course because it's the different genders, you're taught a different angle from it. As girls, he has to earn you, you know what I mean, you allow this, whatever the case may be. Everyone knows that like sex and it's happening is kind of a woman-based litmus. Like when a woman's ready to have sex is when sex happens. It's not based off of when a man's ready to have sex, or else it'd be happening all the time because we ready to knock. Oh, back.
That ain't that booty fat. We in front of Claire's, but I mean, if you know what I mean?
And if she's ready to get it popping in front of Claire's, then y'all getting it popping in front of Claire's. And if she's not ready till a year later, and you decide to wait it through, then y'all not getting it popping until a year later, even though you was ready from the moment in front of Claire's. So I think that adds to it, and that's a rhetoric that I think we need to like stop. Because one of my homies made a great point. He said, as a youngin' growing up, every single thing that he's ever been told about women from his dad, uncles, older brothers, OGs, people in his area, it was all about how to get them. It was never like even what he was taught about how to treat a woman was only in the essence. He doesn't even know the context of how to be a friend to a woman because no one ever taught him that. No one taught him how to be a friend to a woman. Taught him how to bag women, how to get women, how to keep women. They taught him to get money, not so that he can be financially stable or because women like niggas with money. They taught him to look fly because women like the niggas that's fly. That's all, and that's how it is for most of us. We grow up knee-high to a grasshopper, and everything we're taught about women is in obtaining and conquering them. And so then, when we grow up, we think we see them as equals. We think we respect them, but everything we've been fueled is based out of them not being equals and not having any respect. So of course we have these misogyn, and that's why it's like how as a white person in America, you have to educate yourself to work out of being racist.
Right.
This is the same thing with us as men in misogyny. Like, we have to do the work to not be misogynistic because we are raised to be misogynistic. There's no way out of it. Even if you're one of the lucky ones to have a good upbringing, good village around you who's not teaching you in that way, which is rare, you still have to then put in the extra work of getting your homies caught up with you because you are a product of also the people you're spending time with and who you're around. So if you respect women and everybody knows, oh, that nigga respect women, but all his homies is dogs,
they gonna still
then you know what I mean?
Yeah, they
so I think those two things, like, and it's based in how we're raised, unfortunately, and like how things have existed for a long time. But I also think when someone like Boosie, who's older, speaks and he's talking for his generation, the people who are having the problem with it and the backlash are our generation. They look like us. All of his people his age, they like, that nigga preaching. He talking that talk. Because I saw it with Future, then I saw it with Diddy, and I saw it with Diddy's son before Diddy, which that one is still a little wild.
That was a little
If there's anything we should double take when it comes to Lord, it's definitely that one.
Not gonna lie. Before I knew it was Justin, I thought it was Christian. And at first, I was just like, that's kind of strange.
Christian's been with the same girl for forever.
I know, but I forgot that. And like, he's a superstar. Who cares? He's not even a good rapper, but he's a superstar.
Yeah, he's fly.
He's a Combs.
True.
Yeah, right. That's it.
First and foremost. Absolutely.
He definitely raps exactly like his father.
Yeah, he does.
And that's the only reason why I don't like his music. It's like, bro, I don't want to listen to you in 96 right now. Like, but hey.
It's a nice feeling, to get away from the current climate. It's like what made Troy Ave. Remember when Troy Ave was supposed to be the next biggest rapper out of New York?
Oh my
because
God.
he had that classic feel.
Yo, do you remember how he looked on the XXL cover? They photoshopped him and he kind of looked like a woman.
Oh wow.
I didn't remember that. I just remember him looking old.
I remember looking at him like, yo, he looks like a female. I was like, yo, that's good.
That's kind of crazy.
I have a question for y'all. Do you not like when men use the word female?
I don't like it.
Really?
It bothers me.
Really?
Okay, because my mother used to try to tell me to stop saying it before people started it. Like there was
Before
a
it
mass
was the wave,
issue with it, and it was just like I never understood it because I was never saying it in like to replace like a derogatory
It doesn't
term.
bother me. It used to bother me when you say it, but I've gotten used to it because I know you don't mean it.
Yeah, like I never meant it in the way that
I've never
people
used it
are trying
that
to
way either.
Come like I just say it because
That's
that's
an adjective.
it's
No,
they are.
in
But-
general, there are a lot of cases where like guys will use it in replacement of saying bitch, saying the B word. That's it. Sorry. Sorry. Leave it out.
Yeah, I got
Sorry.
It's okay.
Don't use it in replacement of saying the B word, and we'll say female.
I don't know. I just feel like female doesn't hit as hard as the B word. So
Definitely.
if the word we're looking for here is the B word, it doesn't really have many replacements. You got to just go ahead and sling that B word. Not saying that I do, but I'm just saying if that's what you go. But I do.
But a lot of
I understand that.
For me,
they'll be like
woman
females.
is me replacing with the B word.
Woman.
That you hear me yelling woman at a young lady, then you be like, all right, calm down.
A lot of my women friends have said they don't like being called female because it takes away their humanity. Because female is just about gender. You could be a female.
Anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can be a female bumblebee. You could be a female plant. And they're like, I am not any of those things. I am a woman. Which I understand, but I do
You probably
think
just don't say it around you. Because I guarantee you they say it. They just probably don't say it to you.
maybe that's
Maybe your
what it
male
is, too.
friends.
Like I hear girl. That's what I hear is girl a lot. I don't hear female a lot. I don't hear.
You bringing that up makes me remember a good question, and I'm gonna ask this to my brothers because I know how I feel about it. How do y'all feel about a female in your life, whether she's significant other or friend, calling you girl?
On accident?
Yeah.
Or
Like, girl, stop.
My mom calls me girl all the
I do it all
time.
the time.
I hate that mess.
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh
my God.
I hate it.
I'm gonna tell y'all a little story real quick. One time, me and some friends that a little friend group that I got when I first got to Georgia State, we decided to all go out and see John Wick 3. Right? Only 3 of us end up showing up, and I picked
like
up.
a move.
I picked up a girl. My friend. She dates my friend now, but like I picked her up from a dude's house, and it was funny. One of my friends was like, "Bro, don't pick her up," and I'm like, "Look, you acting like I'm trying to mess with this girl. I'm not. I'm trying to go to the movies, and she needed a ride, and we cool, so I'm gonna do it." So, sure enough, we get to the movie. I pull up. She hop in the car, and the look on her face was like she wanted to say. Like, she wanted to say it. She wanted to say it, but she ended up saying, girl, I was just like, no. Like, before she said a word, I was like, no. We're not talking about it. I saw it in your face. I saw that I'm finna tell you about what just went down. Like, no, don't get away from
I
me.
do like the tea though. Just don't call me girl.
Yeah, like you can gossip with me, you can pillow talk with me, but do not throw that girl in there. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I don't like it, because one thing I do, I call everyone brother. Like, but I don't do it like as an intent. Like, it's literally like, brother, you wildin' out. Yeah. And I do that like regardless of gender to make a point, not make a point, but like it's a thing that I do. I don't have a problem with the fact that you're calling me something of the female gender. I have a problem with the relationship women have with the word girl. That I don't want to ever be that. I don't want to be what girl. I don't want to be that person in your life ever. And that's really my issue with it. It's not the fact that it's about it being a woman-based thing. It's about I know what that word is, and I don't want to be the person that's in that seat ever. No matter who you are. If you my girl, if you're the homie, if you're my mom, like I don't want to become that person.
So you don't like it when it's followed by all of the
and
details.
I'm fine with you, but when I'm the person who is like, when you start to see me in the light, if you are a female friend of mine, me and your female best friend should never be seen in the same light. I don't ever want to be the same thing your female best friend is just as a boy. That's not what I want to be.
So
no.
then what do you want to be?
Girls feel the same way.
But
I'll be saying, bro.
I don't feel like I hate brother.
That's different.
I call my female friends handsome.
What?
That's
what?
Yeah, like I got work handsome. Like, you know.
What?
That's only funny to me because handsome for women has always been a term that dudes like around me have used for girls who look like a good-looking guy. Like she don't look good, but if she was a dude, she looks good. That's a handsome woman. Like
handsome right there.
Yeah, but when I say it, it's a term of endearment.
Young and May is handsome.
I do have a question though.
She is.
Handsome,
Very handsome.
I do have a question. But
So?
yeah.
do you have a problem with being called pretty or beautiful as a girl?
Nah, actually, if a pretty girl, like,
if I'm beautiful,
call me
then
pretty,
I feel like beautiful
good.
is a step above handsome.
I like beautiful. I don't like
Facts.
pretty. I don't like pretty because pretty.
It's
All
a
the people who've called me
I think
pretty
handsome is
have
too
either
formal.
been girls who I'm in the friend zone of or gay guys. And if you're a gay guy, just call me handsome. You don't have to call me pretty because it makes me think that you think you're about to bend me over. Because I'm not even the one here that's gay, bro. So even if we got it popping, it's surely not that way, brother. So don't call me pretty. And then if I'm in your friend zone, I don't want to know that you think I'm pretty. It's the same thing as like the girl. Like I feel like I'm your homegirl. I don't want to be your homegirl.
That is hilarious.
Because I'm not. I'm not here to be your homegirl no matter who you are.
I saw this recently. Why do black parents put so much emphasis on their kids going to college and graduating? Like
Because we know
taught to
believe that.
because we know the disadvantages.
For so long.
I think it's even more so about the disadvantages. Like we know that they don't need any other excuse to not let us into whatever we need to do or whatever whoever we want to be.
I'll check all our
And
boxes.
so much of black parenting is about like becoming like it's so much about like protection
In survival.
and survival, that like I think when you're the installations of going to college and education, they really like stem from that, whether they realize it or not.
Well, having to go to college and having to got a college degree,
trash.
it hasn't gotten me any
Trash.
farther.
That's
than
very true.
You
Trash.
feel what I'm saying?
I could have been working at my job fresh out of high school.
Yeah, so it's like, what really? Why is?
When you get into the corporate world,
I don't want to be in corporate.
Exactly.
I don't want to be in corporate, so I don't need
A lot
it.
of
There
people
is
actually
nothing
want to
about
be
my
You see what I'm saying? Like,
There's nothing about my degree that has anything to do with a corporate office. There's nothing about my ambitions that have anything to do with the corporate world.
Corporate America, people look at that. It's a certain
But-
status.
I have a theater degree.
Jay-Z,
Theater and corporate America are literally
like he's
enemies. Theater and corporate America don't even rock with each other.
Even some of your billionaires and stuff like that, they did not go to college at all.
Or drop that.
Those people
they
were
dropped out
born.
of college.
Yeah, they was born
millionaires.
into
Whoa,
wealth.
hold on now.
It's a good-
there's a wait. There is a very consistent amount of millionaires and billionaires that will tell you to drop out of school.
They will.
That will tell you because all it is to
Bill Gates did it.
in their words, all it is
Mark Zuckerberg
indoctrination.
did it.
He also
And if you think
created
about
some of the
it,
greatest innovation.
if you really think about it, all the schools in America fall under one of three types of schools. You have the elite schools, then you have the middle class schools, and then you have the poor schools. Well, the poor schools are literally just school to prison pipeline.
Yep.
That's it. Send them to school, let them get in trouble, let them skip school, let them do whatever. Fill our jail so we can, profit and do whatever it is that needs to be done. Then you have the middle class schools where that pretty much all of us went to. You have there's a schedule, there's a bell schedule we operate around. You know what I'm saying? They focus on trying to control us, whether it be with uniform or whether it be with a bell
That's
schedule.
very
You have to do a
institutional.
specific thing to get in or out of the classroom. The bell doesn't dismiss you until I dismiss you. They teach us to be
Which is
confined.
against the law.
Way against the law. They teach us to be confined in a specific type of ideology. The elite schools, the schools where a bunch of rich kids go to, they're the ones where they have food courts in their cafeterias. They're the
teach
ones
innovation.
where they take you out into the field and actually promote critical thinking skills and those types of things. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, your access to education 9 times out of 10 is directly related to your income in the amount of the amount of money that comes into your community. So 9 times out of 10, really, college is not necessarily necessary. Being educated is necessary. Educating yourself on something. You have to know something.
Well, I went to college and I
feel
can't
me?
really remember too much of what they taught me.
Yeah.
So we can't get to nothing on the agenda.
Hey man, it's still a good show.
This is a great
We
show.
guys are like 2/3
Facts.
of a point. You already know what it is, man. YSO podcast, man. It's the greatest podcast that you ever listened to, and if you haven't listened to it yet, then it's the greatest podcast that you will. You know what I mean? And you know where you can find me at. You know what I mean? Lions_Emmanuel_ on Instagram. You know what I mean? RP Lions on Twitter. Glory be to God, still out. Go stream that on all DSPs. Saint Even, search me wherever.
You can follow me at _CB03 on Instagram and at Coach_Buck03 on Twitter.
You guys can follow me Ashton Gates with 2 S's on Twitter and Instagram.
You can follow me at
Those-
_skid in my shoe everywhere. Instagram and Twitter.
You can follow me on Instagram at HLT_3. You can follow me on Twitter at HLT3B. You can follow me on YouTube at Hannah Lauren.
And with that being said, man, it's been season 2, episode Your Mama. And we big out of here, you know what I mean? Stay tapped in, stay in tune. You already know what to do. June.
It's lit.
Leave. Oh gosh, here you go.
So bad. Y'all ever had to pee right there just at the, well, I guess y'all can't have this.